Alright, you ready? Go ahead. Oh, you're already going? Well, I'm Tyler, and I just wanted to show, I'm going to smoke these pork wieners today. They're
from Indiana.
From Indiana, yep. There's a butcher, there's a shop that makes these in Corden, Indiana. And you can do this with any kind of wieners that you want to smoke, but I like these a lot, and they're real cheap. You can see they're only $4. They're $5 a pound, and we've got we've got almost a pound here, so this is a really good deal, and these are super good when you smoke them. So these are one of my favorite things to smoke if you don't have a lot of time, or if you just want a nice meal that's quick and fairly quick and delicious. I'm going to cook it on my Kamado Joe Jr. again, and I just want to do kind of a live demonstration of how I get everything set up and how I get my grill hot. So first thing I'm going to do, actually I'm not going to use these. You recording? Alright, so I'm going to use my dusty gloves for this one. This just keeps my hands nice whenever I get in all the charcoal. So we're going to raise this off, take our grilling grates out, and I'm going to stir all this up. First I'm going to take that piece of wood out. Just kind of stir it around and get that ash to fall through so you can scoop it out if you've already cooked on this once. If you haven't cooked on it, you won't have any ash in there. Alright, I think that's good. Now I'm going to take my ash tool and this little pie tin and just scoop it out. There's a lot of ash in there. I think that's because I used the last of the bag.
And our daughter's over here with her little popper.
So once you get all your ash out, what I like to do is just set it in there like that. And I take my charcoal, my new charcoal, and just put a little bit in the top. You can show how much I put in there if you want to.
Can't really see it.
So I just put that much in there, just enough to get it started. But I'm going to take that chunk and bury it down in the coals first. And then cover it up. Alright. Might put a little bit of fresh charcoal on it. Just because I like to keep it all kind of topped off. There we go. There's not a whole lot of big pieces left in there because I've used this charcoal a lot. So there's a couple big pieces for it while I smoke with it. I take my bag, I just ball it up, and put it in the bottom. And then I get a couple of these little pieces of printer paper. I'll put those in the bottom. I get my butane. And it just sits on there. Start it up. Come on in here and take a look at this. Look how fast that lights that paper. That is nice, isn't it? Alright, take my butane lighter apart. I just set it over here and let it cool down for a second. Alright, so at this point, I'd probably let my charcoal heat up a little bit and then dump it out. So I'll pause the video and I'll come back here in a few minutes whenever it's time to do something else. Ready? Alright, so you can see now the fire is coming up out of here. This is when this only took, what did this take, Chris, you think? Maybe 2 minutes?
Maybe.
It was not very long. A very short amount of time. Sometimes the little coals get stuck in there. I always set this up high. I have a couple little kids, so I set it up so they can't get to it. And that paper will all just burn off, so that's not really important. And you can tell I don't push the hot coals down into the unlit coals. I let all the hot coals sit on top and be as they are. And the fire will slowly burn down, and it'll smoke that piece of wood in the middle, and then it'll keep sinking down. As it sinks, the wood will smolder in there and give good some. Yeah, I'll zip it up for you in a minute. The wood will smolder in there that I put in there, and we'll have some good clean smoke off that.
Will you? Hey.
So I've dumped the coals in here, and I'm just letting it sit for a minute. I'm going to cover this up. First, I'm going to put all my grilling grates back in there. The charcoal is warm, but it's not hot, so it should continue to heat up over the next 10 or 15 minutes, and it'll be ready to cook with pretty soon. Will you come in here real quick? I want to show this firebox is really full this time. I didn't actually intentionally do that, but as the fire cooks down, that diffuser plate will settle a little bit better, and it'll fix a lot of that. It's kind of crooked, but like I said, as the grill continues to heat up, it'll settle down in there. So I'm going to leave that there and open this vent so that the back is a little past flush with the surface. So the top cap right here is just hanging over the lip a little bit, and you can show the gap there. And then the bottom, if you show the bottom vent, I'm just going to open the vent 1 finger width. So about like that, maybe a pinky. So just a little bit. Yeah, about a little pinky's width. And I'll let it sit there for 15 or 20 minutes. And right now the smoke is not really coming up because there's not too much of a fire. But what I expect it to do is it'll probably come up a little bit thicker than that, and as the grill heats up, and then it'll thin out and be real nice. And I'll put these pork wieners on there. You recording? All right. So hold on a second. So when we're talking about smoking, a lot of the guys that are really into it talk about thin blue smoke, and this isn't blue, but it is fairly thin. So hold on, bud. I'm talking right now. So the thing that you want to do is check the color of it. It's not white and billowy. It's kind of thin and wispy and gray, and that's good. And then the second thing you want to do is give it a smell. So it smells real good. Doesn't it smell good, Chris?
Yep.
If it smells kind of bitter, like a wood fire, then it's not ready. Your food's not ready to go on there.
No, it smells great.
So you want it to smell real sweet, like the wood that you're smoking. So I'm smoking with apple wood, and it smells sweet and it smells good. So the next step is to place your food on. And if you noticed, what I did earlier was I had all the grilling grates and deflector plates and everything in there while the grill heated up. If I was to have the grill heated up to 200 or 225 right now and put the food on, then and put the grilling grate in, then at this point the the grill would be really cold. It would be cold because the deflector plate wouldn't have heated up and stuff like that. So the grill's heated up. You always want to burp it when you open it. And we're going to just put these on there. The grill grate hasn't really settled still, but that's okay. And these are actually still a little frozen, unfortunately. Let me see, that one's good. You don't want to put frozen food on here, but these are actually okay. There's a little bit of frost on them, but they'll be okay.
Say they look pretty.
Yeah. So you just space them out. Give them a little space, not a whole lot. And this is 1 pound of these wieners. They go in there nicely. Just like that. Slide these couple down. And you want to try and keep them directly over the plate if you can, because there's about 1 inch of hangover space where the plate and the charcoal, about that much, the plate doesn't cover that much of the charcoal. And the food that you put on here, the wieners, specifically small stuff like this, the food that you put on will not, or will overcook a little bit around the edge of the plate because the heat's coming straight up, and so you really want the heat to bubble around it. So try and put all your food in the middle of the grilling grates if you can, or at least directly over the deflector plate. That way, whenever it smokes, it won't overcook the food that you're trying to cook. So these are pretty easy. I don't use my Flame Boss for this. It's only gonna take a half hour to an hour to do this. It won't take long. So what I'll do is I'll leave this the way it is. I'll come back in probably 35-40 minutes, and I'll just open the lid and take a look at the wieners. And the way that I know they're done is they'll start to split open. And when they start splitting open, they're done. They'll be kind of brown. They'll be golden brown or deep brown. And you can take them off and eat them right away. I don't even let them rest. Alright, it's been about 30 minutes. I'm getting ready to check these pork wieners. And you can see, look at that smoke. See how thin it is? It smells really, really good. That's what it's supposed to look like. So we'll take a look here. I haven't opened it up yet. We'll see if it's, the temperature you can see is right at about 225. So again, that's just a little crack and about a pinky down here in the bottom. So let's open it up and see how they look. We always burp it first. Oh yeah, they're looking good. You could probably take them off soon. I'm not sure if they're done yet. I think I might give them about, I don't know, 10 more minutes. We'll check them out again here in a few. I went ahead and took these sausages off, and they didn't crack open, but they're done, I think. So I think they're okay to eat. They've been on there about a half hour at 225, and they should be fine. Closed off all the vents. You close off your top vent, you close off your bottom vent, and then it'll be ready to use next time. So there you go. That's how you do pork wieners on the grill. So this is the finished product right here. It's delicious. It's sweet. Kind of smoky on the outside, but not too much because of the apple wood. These are just really, really good. What we'll do is we'll have our lunch, and then we'll put the rest of them in the fridge, and we'll heat them up tomorrow or something, whenever we want to eat the rest of them. These are great.